Hey, what's up, YouTube channel? This is TaurusDownie again, y'all, and this is that Go Hard or Go Home channel. All right, today, y'all, we're gonna watch this video right quick. I'm gonna do a review today. If you don't know who Candace Owens is, it's a conservative black woman that she has her own channel, and I think she does a couple other things, book writer, stuff like that. But she's gonna be educating these OnlyFans chicks. For some reason, these doggone shows only want to put on OnlyFans chicks. But this is the Whatever Clips channel. And they got these OnlyFans chicks on. So she's about to explain. Candace Owens is going to explain HOEFLATIon. So we're going to learn about this on our channel because it's not a word I haven't heard. It's a word I haven't heard before. But we're going to listen in on and see what's going on. So what I want to do today is listen to her and try to keep it short as possible and make a few comments. So y'all, let's get into this. And as a matter of fact, thank y'all much for the subscribers and stuff. Subscribers, if you like the content, make sure you subscribe and like. That's the currency on the channel. I got the Cash App in the bio. If you want to do donations, you can do them there. Some people have done donations through YouTube, but YouTube that just jacks half the money. Can't make the channel any better if they're taking all the money. So with a little bit I've been getting to get so far, I've been able to make it a little bit better. We're going to make it better along the way. So if you want to do donations, do the Cash App. You can also use the tips if you want to. You just got like that. Drop comments. Let us know what's going on. That's currency on the channel also. And do subscriptions. So let's get into this, guys. And let's see, is HOEFLATIon real? Let's see about it. Let's go.
And that I've studied, it seems like that is true, but in a very particular context. And that very particular context was like basically abstinence only education, which I don't know about you guys, but makes complete sense to me, because if you tell teenagers like, don't do this thing is like super, like don't do it, it feels super good, but you're not supposed to do it or whatever. If you phrase it that way, then teenagers are going to go out and do it. Because like at least everything that I've seen recently has been talking about how if you talk about proper sex ed, and people who have more access to contraceptives as well as better sex ed, tend to have like a lower body count than people who are like in like lower education, less sex ed, less access to contraception. So I was just wondering like your thoughts on that.
I'm telling you, it's not true factually. In the 70s, before they got Planned Parenthood, went in the classroom and started funding initiatives, and they started teaching sex education. There used to not be sex education in school, and the way that they got it into the classroom in the 70s was by saying, it's better to teach them, which is what you're saying, because then they'll be more responsible. It actually, within one decade, it flipped. The majority of high schoolers were graduating with their virginity before there was sex education, and then when they put sex education in the classroom, the majority of them within 10 years were not graduating with their virginity. So it actually sexualized children. Yeah.
Wow. There's some motherfucking facts that hit your ass with right there. Let's let it keep rolling, guys.
My understanding, but the reason why was because the first manifestations of sex education was abstinence only,
and it was working, is what I'm saying to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was working. So abstinence, it used to be considered, and I'm not at all trying to, I'm just telling you what the facts are here. Like when abstinence was the cultural simulation, when everyone said you should be abstinent, you should not have sex before marriage, that idea was permeated throughout culture. It was reflected in culture. There were no sex ads. There weren't people naked on the internet, and people lived their lives. It was considered a big thing, to lose your virginity. You were actually considered someone that maybe a guy wouldn't want to marry because you lost your virginity. That was the cultural understanding, like, in the 50s and the 60s. And then in the 70s, you had this fourth wave of feminism that reared its ugly head and started associating sexual promiscuity to freedom, and things completely flipped. Again, I'm just giving you a historical analysis of what happened in the classroom.
Yeah, I'd
without
be interested.
Commentary.
Hold on.
It's okay if you. Sorry, I'll just finish.
Make it quick if you
can.
can.
I'd be interested to see like where exactly you're getting that from. If like later you can tell me or whatever.
Thomas Sowell, Inside the Education System, and he has all of the sources listed in the back of the book.
Okay, because at least in modern day, do you think that
That's my thing. Why somebody always gotta see it? The truth is just the truth, but it is what it is. But one thing I want to get across on my channel, guys, and one reason why I'm making this video right now is I keep trying to tell guys, that's why I don't fuck with the manosphere. They sit there talking to these hoes all day. And you can see right now that there's a grown woman telling these hoes what to do, and they still got problems with it. You cannot change a hoe's mind. Keep that in mind as you watch the video, guys.
Any of that has flipped or no?
No, I think we've become, You know, there was, to use a term, I was actually talking about this yesterday on a podcast. I thought it was pretty brilliant. But Paul Joseph Watson, I love his YouTube stuff, and he started talking about HOEFLATION.
That's a thing.
Actually hilarious, which he's saying that men used to have to do a lot less and get a very high value woman. He's like, so think about your grandparents and your grandmother. She was a high value woman. She raised the kids. She was conservative. She was beautiful, all of these things. And now we live in this moment where everyone's kind of a hoe, and you have to work harder to get a woman that doesn't have any self-respect or any value. And I just thought it was a really interesting video. It was obviously funny, but he was saying something. And we live in HOEFLATION now, where everybody in their own capacity is selling their bodies.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, these are the options that men have. No, I'm not saying, it's stunning to me that women talk about what men need to be and what men need to be, but I think just kind of the complete disintegration of, when I look at, you know, what my grandmother looked like in picture. She passed in 2013, and just how classy and how beautiful and how much I wanted to be like her. And now I look at, you know, women today, and I just think, man, I feel bad for guys that, you know, that the pool's getting smaller, but also it's really positive for women that are conservative, and, you know, who it means that you're part of, you know, maybe a smaller pool of individuals. I see it a lot more in the South, and that men should aspire to pursue those women, absolutely, to raise their families and, you know, to raise their kids.
Do you co-sign on the HOEFLATIon
Oh, yeah.
theory?
She co-signed it. There it goes, this came from a woman. So if a woman's co-signing on HOEFLATIon, it's got to be real. Let's roll.
Yeah, the women today are very low value, and so it's funny because the simulation is like, men ain't shit.
Hold on, we gotta skip this commercial.
This game,
God, she's killing it.
you're not ready.
It is kind of the thing everybody's saying. Don't need a man. And it's funny that someone brought up Beyonce, because she's living the exact opposite of what she's singing. She's just making money because she knows how to make money in a hope.
Oh, okay. She is killing these people. You go, girl. You go. Hey, look. Hey, guys. I'm just let it roll. You're going to see me laughing and shit in the background. I can't, because I can barely stop talking. So, but I'm going to just shut up because I can't help it. Let it roll.
Inflationary environment. You know, smart woman. She's like, I'm just going to pretend to be a hoe, but then actually privately I'm going to be like super like.
Hold on. You wanted to come in, then you, please, if you can, try to keep it brief, because I need to get to chat.
I was just going to say that my version of my sex education was literally them showing us a birthing photo or video, sorry.
Yeah, in 4th grade.
That terrified me, and I was like, actually, I don't think I want to have sex for a long time. I think I'm good.
Go ahead.
And like, speaking of HOEFLATIon, I mean, we're always trending, apparently, right? Because
Who's we?
Hoes. Because without us hoes, you wouldn't have like that many views to be watching, right? You have hoes.
Oh, did y'all just hear this? Y'all just hear this bitch. Y'all drop the comments that, you know, if y'all heard that bitch talking about us hoes. I can't believe it. I'm sorry. I stopped it again. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so shocked. Let's let it roll.
Come on the podcast to talk about our.
I'm not knocking hoes.
I don't want to be a hoe. I don't want to be a hoe.
I'm saying you have hoes, and when I say you have hoes coming onto the podcast, you know you're a hoe
Do
if
you
you're
mean
a
a
hoe.
literal hoe, or like more of the colloquial?
That's Brian's dream.
You know what I mean?
You have hoes, Brian.
So you sit here and you want to bash sex workers, but you know we come
When
on
did
here.
I
we
bash?
bash
When did I
anybody.
bash?
Anybody.
I don't think
There was-
anybody
there
has
was
bashed.
very
He's
little
bringing you
bashing.
on here and giving you a platform to speak. So I
Yeah.
think that if he was going to be bashing you, he wouldn't even allow
But
anybody
making
on.
us
The
hero
making
of hoes, if you
seem.
will.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean making what?
Making us seem like
I'm not making anybody seem
HOEFLATIon,
any
you know,
sort of
like
No, I'm just talking
we're
about a video.
Trending,
Oh,
we're a trending topic, so it's relevant to speak on.
Because it's interesting.
Wait, what?
It's
Yeah.
fascinating. I am
That's what I'm
fascinated by
saying.
hoes. I'll say it. I'm absolutely fascinated by the way the hoe mind works, the way the hoe hive works. I'm fascinated.
Next
I cover it on
documentary.
my show. You
And
are
it is
correct. It
trending.
is
I'm
trending.
saying, and that's why
when
it's such a
Emma
hot
gets
topic
up
to
and does a
speak about.
video and says something like, you know, it's chic to be divorced before you're 30. It is absolutely fascinating to see how someone's mind can be so warped. You know, in the same way that I think it's fascinating when anybody does anything crazy or says anything crazy, and I cover it on my podcast. You know, I am not knocking it at all. I just tell people what the facts are. You can choose this lifestyle, and here is where you are 99.9% likely to lead in your life. Right? You are probably not destined for marriage. You're probably not destined for a stable relationship. Men are going to not want this long term. You can say it 1,000 times. You can have 1,000 cultural examples, and women's still got to go out there and be hoes, you know, because they're about their money and about a Cardi B song or whatever it is. So yes, I think it is.
Hey, I gotta get it about their money. Hey, that was a fucking good one. That was a good one, y'all. Hit the like button and hey, y'all drop the comments. Let me know if that was a good one. They about their money.
It's fascinating, and it is why I wanted to, you know, talk. This is why I talk about it on my podcast, and why I'm very interested to talk to you guys. I hope you guys feel that I've been respectful in listening to, you know, your lifestyles, even though it's so different from mine. And so I appreciate Brian for hosting.
Well, thank you for coming, Candace. Let's see. I have a couple chats here, and then I have one more question, and then I think Candace will have to leave here in a moment. We have Yvonne. Oh, okay.
Modern Life Dating donated $199. Hey Candace. Thank you for being a voice of common sense and a good representation of being a decent woman in today's modern perverse time. What are your thoughts on the passport bro movement of men leaving America for better wives abroad?
Okay, now I want to hear this one. Let's get to this, guys, because most women don't like that, especially black women. But let's hear what this woman had to say.
John, thank you very much for the TTS.
I can see why.
Maybe a brief little snippet on this, if you
Yes. Yeah, I think that you can find higher quality women in other places. Like, I married an Englishman. I think
can.
America.
Are you a passport?
Passport
Not a
lady.
bro, but
passport
like
cis?
a passport cis?
Passport cis.
There you go.
Yeah, I think that America has really lowered the cultural standards for women more than any. You don't see this kind of, even the way women dress in America compared to England fascinates me. And so, yeah, I think find a wife, do what you gotta do, but also don't discount the South, because there are so many good women in the South in America. Come to Tennessee, they're wonderful.
I give her that one. In America, you're probably your best bet is probably women from the South or from the country, because they still have some kind of like moral values. And she just got done explaining that a lot of women, they just don't have moral values anymore. Let's let her finish up and let's get out of here for this one, y'all.
I have heard something kind of interesting on this, is that you have a lot of men in the West, a lot of men in the U.S. going overseas to try to find perhaps a wife who's a bit more feminine, or, you know, whatever they're not finding here in the West. But you don't hear of men from other countries in droves coming to the U.S. to find a wife here. You don't really hear that. So, all right, we have Yvonne St. Simoness. Candace, I know you're listening to these women with a realization that this country is doomed. How will you help your son navigate the swamp before you right now? And if we can just try to be...
I moved to the South as soon as I got pregnant the first time. I moved where my values aligned, and my son will be just fine.
Perfect. We have Goodest Boy. One of them is too young to remember the movie Pretty Woman. Imagine a guy just wanting a better life for the both of you, and maybe even a family. Again, the world is effed.
Okay. Well, look, guys, y'all heard the woman say it. She explained HOEFLATION. And look, y'all, and don't forget to go over there and check out her channel.
On my inauguration.
Don't forget to go over there and check out her channel and stuff, because she has some good stuff on there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of black people don't like this woman, but I think it's because she spits a lot of facts and things like that. You know what I'm saying? I was interested in the way she explained HOEFLATION. Things have gotten bad these days. Now you have to do more work to get a woman who's not even as decent as a woman that would have been before for the same amount of work. So I wanted to know what the guys think about this, and the ladies too. If it's ladies that watch this, I got a few female, viewers that make good comments and stuff like that, and I want to see what y'all think. So I'm gonna be out of here on this one, y'all. But hey, look, the HOEFLATION is real. All right, it's real, and you got a woman who just said it. She even said she might think it'd be better to be a passport bro. So I'm gonna start doing a lot more passport bro stuff too, to start trying to help guys out, because it's apparent that if a woman is saying it, and if she's saying that women in America have become so low value, I mean, what can you really do to argue against that? But anyway, guys, that was a video. All right, so y'all drop the comments, let me know what y'all think. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, share. Hey, I got the Cash App in the bio if you want to do tips and stuff, because YouTube takes most of the money, and I don't think they should be taking your money if you're trying to give it to somebody else. And we're trying to make the channel better, so y'all hit the Cash App if y'all want to do donations. But don't forget to hit the comments and stuff, because that's kind of more important. as I build this channel, I want to know what people are thinking and what they have going on. So y'all hit the comments, let me know what y'all thought about this. And we're going to keep rolling with this type of stuff. All right, y'all. This is TaurusDownie, and this is that Go Hard or Go Home channel. And I'm finna be out of here on this one, y'all. All right, we're gonna see what she got later on, and y'all let me know what y'all thought about this. I'm out of here on this one, y'all. Peace.